Hello, Big Show nerds. Getting a little cozy today. We're full on quarantine. Well, not really. I'm still working. I'm just lazy. But we've got news to talk about. I am Dustin, as always, bringing you the news. And we've got an actual proper show for you today, though I'm trying to play Beat the Battery. So without any further ado, we've got an intro to hit, and then we'll hit the news. Let's talk TV streaming, and in TV streaming, we have one piece that is about a property that we don't usually talk about, Law and Order. I actually kind of really hate those shows, but I do really like Christopher Meloni. And this has to do with Christopher Meloni, more specifically. His character, Elliot Stabler, from the Law and Order SVU series, is getting his very own spinoff show. Christopher Meloni, what the little bit of Law & Order that I have watched was specifically because he is a pretty engaging actor. I don't know if he's a fantastic actor necessarily, but he's very much back and forth. Vincent D'Onofrio is another one. I've watched a few episodes of his Law & Order stuff too, because Vincent D'Onofrio is also always a win. That's all we've got there, though. Next, we're moving over to Titans. We have Season 3 announcement that Boris... I'm going to really try and pronounce this last name. Boris Mojsovski, who is the director and cinematographer on the series, he has revealed that we will be seeing Batgirl in Season 3. So they're just expanding the Bat family. I really want to see, as kind of mixed as I was on Season 1. I haven't quite finished Season 2 yet. Honestly, I've only watched an episode of Season 2. But I do anticipate finishing Season 2 before we get Season 3, so there's that. But I really appreciate what they've done with the Bat family. For the most part. I mean, say what you will about Brenton Thwaites Robin and now Nightwing, but just really interested to see how much of the Bat family they can get away with on this series, and if there's going to be any sort of crossover, because we didn't get a crossover with them on the Infinite Earths crossover event for the Berlantiverse, even though theoretically we could have, but whatever. So yeah, Batgirl, Season 3, awesome, moving on. Next, we got a real quick announcement for Rick and Morty. The Season 4 premiere date has been announced, and that is May 3rd. No other news there just yet. There is a teaser if you want to go find that on the YouTubes. It should be super easy. Just type in Rick and Morty. So that's what we've got there. Next, we have a kind of big and quasi-breaking piece as of this morning. Obi Wan, the series on Disney Plus, just announced that they found a new writer for the series. That writer is Joby Harold. Now, that name probably doesn't sound super familiar to a lot of us, but Joby Harold has been a producer and or writer on a lot of pretty big action franchises, not the least of which being Edge of Tomorrow, John Wick 3, and Army of the Dead. I almost said Army of Darkness. Totally different movie. So Army of the Dead, the Zack Snyder zombie movie that's coming out later this year, this will be his first writing gig for a TV or streaming series, but he has done some production work on TV streaming as well. So pretty seasoned guy. Also very action-oriented, so it sounds like we're going to be getting a much more action-filled Obi-Wan series, which, yes please, and thank you. Then our next piece, we're talking about A Quiet Place 2. Just again, real quick, we are updating the release date for Quiet Place 2. It is now set for September 4th of this year, so it didn't get pushed back super far, but it did get pushed back far enough that we'll be safe from the coronavirus in an ideal world. That is all we have in TV streaming. Now we're going to talk about the one piece we have in movies, and that one piece is Monster Hunter. Again, this is kind of in the eye of the coronavirus. We just got the announcement that Monster Hunter has finished filming. So they did not stop because of coronavirus. They are done on principal photography. Now they're moving into post, which means they're still on track for their release date. Super great for them. I don't know how exciting that's going to be because of the production team involved, though it could be a good one. I'm called reserve judgment, even though it is a Mila Jovovich thing. Anyway, that's what we've got for movies. Now we're talking Rumor Mill, and Rumor Mill is quite full for this episode. So again, trying to beat a battery, let's get into this. First off, we have a Mandalorian rumor that actually I saw starting last week, but has persisted through until now, so I couldn't ignore it anymore. But apparently Jamie Lee Curtis has been seen on or around the set for The Mandalorian quite a few times over the last few weeks. It should be noted, though, that the Halloween Kills or whatever Halloween movie she's filming currently, the set for that is not super far away. So this could just be super coincidental. She could just be interested in how Favreau is doing things. Maybe she's a friend of Favreau's. Who freaking knows? But it is possible, because of her frequent appearances on that set, that she will be in season 2 of The Mandalorian. Who could she possibly be playing? Very much still remains to be seen, if this is a thing at all. That's it there. Next, we're talking about the Eternals, and Funko might have just shot themselves in the foot a little bit. Funko just released the list of pop figures that are going to be associated with the movie, and on that list, they might have given away who the big bad is. So there were a couple. We're not going to go over all of them. We're just going to talk about Arishem. Sorry. These names get a little wonky for me. Arishem the Judge, who is on the list. Arishem the Judge is a celestial who is the judge of worlds, who decides whether or not worlds and whole races of creatures can live or die. And so that kind of sounds like, if he's associated with this movie, that's a pretty big villain, right? It's not been confirmed one way or the other, so this is very much still rumor, but I don't know why Funko would make something branded associated with the Eternals and it not be something from the movie. It just doesn't seem to jive otherwise. So, potential spoiler, sorry, I guess, but that's what we've got there. Next, we're talking about XMen, the animated series, which most people around about my age group kind of grew up watching, right? So Disney Plus now has the rights to it. We know this. They bought Fox, blah, blah, blah. But it hasn't quite made its way up onto Disney Plus yet. I lie. It has made its way up onto Disney Plus, but there's new things that are up now on Disney Plus. Sorry, I misspoke. So the new things that are up now on Disney Plus is new artwork concerning the characters from the animated series. The artwork is for avatars that you can use on the app and other things. That's new work for a very old cartoon. So the theory is that if they are creating new artwork for this old cartoon, that they're investing something, because they could have just used images from the cartoon from before, because there's plenty of promotional materials at their fingertips that they could have used. Instead, they created new art, so this has led a bunch of rumors to pop up saying that they're working on a sequel of some sort to the original animated series for the X-Men. Which, I mean, yeah, let's do that like yesterday. We have artists and writers who are saying, hey, this should be a thing, as of like almost a year ago when Disney Plus announced that it was going to be making an app. So yeah, this is totally a thing that should happen. That's what we have there, though. Let's talk next about Picard, and Michael Dorn might be revisiting his character of Lieutenant Commander Worf for the series. It sounds like this is potentially actually going to be a thing. We do have the same scuttlebutt about Whoopi Goldberg returning as Guinan. I can't remember. I know how it's spelled, but I can't remember how it's pronounced. So Whoopi Goldberg and LeVar Burton both are also being rumored to come back. LeVar Burton has kind of hinted that this is an actual thing on his part, though the Michael Dorn bit is just Michael Dorn apparently has reinvigorated his appreciation for the character, and so now that he's okay with his Star Trek connections anymore, because there was a moment in time where Michael Dorn did not want anything to do with Lieutenant Commander Worf anymore. He wanted to move on with his career. He's since come to terms with it, so this could very well have legs. We're just going to leave that there. Next, we're talking about The Walking Dead and the exit of Michonne. Because of her exit, and there have been a number of rumors surrounding Michonne that she is going to be in the Rick Grimes movies that are headed over to FX, the 3 movies that we know are coming. But now there's a new rumor saying that she's going to be Denai Guerrera is going to be Michonne in her very own series spinoff from the show. It sounds, from what I could kind of decipher, it sounds like if this is a thing, it will be a limited series, so it will only be like 6 or 8 episodes, and it'll only happen the once. If it gets really popular, though, and they don't kill her off, there's not to say that they can't sign on for another season, because Michonne is kind of a fan favorite character, right? So it would make sense if she makes money, they make more of her show. That's all we've got, though. Next, we're talking about Hobbs and Shaw 2. This one's really quick because I got it from one source and it was really not as reliable, but it sounds like there is a possibility for Idris Elba to return. Now, let me clarify this, because even this mediocre source said that the option is open for Idris Elba to return for the next Hobbs and Shaw movie. It's not that it's set in stone that he will be back for the next Hobbs and Shaw movie, which means they're probably very much still working on scripting, very much still working on a lot of things. It's early in the pre-production, so this could change dramatically tomorrow. We have no idea. So that's what we've got on that one. Now we're moving over to Warner Brothers, more specifically the DC branch of Warner Brothers, and I'm not going to bury the lead on this one. Punchline: the Harley Quinn replacement on the arm of the Joker might be appearing in the DCEU pretty soon, which is kind of crazy. Tinian just created this character. Like, she's been in less than 5 issues at this point. But so WB is reportedly looking at the possibility of putting her into movies in the not too distant future, and even potentially getting some sort of series or series cameo at least. And on the short list of actresses to play her is Kristen Bell. I haven't yet read the issues that she's in, so I can't speak to whether or not Kristen Bell is a good choice. She's quiet, though, so that means we won't have to listen to Kristen Bell to try and act. Totally joking. She's a fine actress, and not a great one, though. That's all we've got on Punchline. The final piece that we're talking about is kind of video game related and kind of not. So we talked in the last episode about the fact that this year is the 35th birthday for Super Mario, Nintendo's biggest mascot. And so they're doing a lot of things to kind of celebrate that 35th birthday. And one of those things reportedly is a live-action movie. Now, we know we're getting an animated movie. It's being done by Illumination, the same people that do the Minions movies and that kind of stuff. So we're getting a Mario animated movie. That's already in the pipelines. It's coming at us. Though a live-action Mario movie is a very interesting gamble, considering the thing that came out in 1993 and the stigma around such things. So continuing down this little rumor rabbit hole, we have a secondary part of this rumor that says that they're looking at, on the short list again, because it's not set, but on the short list of people to play Princess Peach, we might be getting Brie Larson. Which sounds like a horrible idea, but that's just me. I'm a little biased. Whatever. I would love to see a live-action Super Mario movie. Who knows if it's actually going to happen? That's all we have for rumors, though, guys. That does it for this episode of Headlines Nerds. For a more in-depth conversation on these nerdy bits, plus all of the nerd news, you can join me on my personal YouTube channel, Generally Nerdy. That's where you get the full proper news show and a bunch of other nerdy stuff. So go check that out. While you're here, though, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share on all of the Big Show Entertainment Media platforms, and especially on the YouTube, because we are having that drawing for the gaming system, PlayStation 4 Pro or PS5, depending on when we cross that finish line, and depending on what's available, because right now the PS5 might get pushed back if things don't change, but that's not necessarily anything to worry about right now. Again, thank you guys very, very much for listening. Tune in next time for all that's happening across the nerd world.